Hello from RC Guided Healing. I am going to start doing little segments to introduce you guys to energy, to introduce you to a whole nother side of your body that I think is beneficial. I am a small town Michigan mom. I'm also in the medical field. I'm also a Reiki Master practitioner. So working with energy since about 2012. And as a Reiki Master practitioner, we're not special. We're not just like gifted individuals. Yes, we do training, but it's about remembering an entire different side of yourself that most of the public have just not been introduced to yet. But we are all the same. We all have the same abilities. We all are born with the same energy around us. So I want to start informing people about that because it's your right to know who you are as a human. So, with starting with that, it's getting to know yourself. It's remembering who you are as a human. You are an electrical being. You are not just skin, bones, muscle, blood. There is so much more to you than just the physical. Yes, you have a soul, but what else? What about your biofield? What about your aura, your biofield? When people come to me and they say they have no idea what a biofield is, sometimes I almost have no words because I'm like, honey, how have you been walking on a giant magnet called Earth? The fact that some people truly don't know what their biofield is, how to use it, how it's affecting their life, how it's affecting their health, their mental health, their outcomes in life. Once you start to learn who you are, you will then have a more understanding of manifestation, your health, certain patterns that keep coming into your life. When you finally remember who you are as a human, it'll make a little bit more sense. But a lot of this information has been kept secret or it hasn't been taught to you for a reason. And I'm just going to keep it at that. I'm not going to dive any farther into that than that. But anyways, when you go to the doctor to get your heart checked, what do? They do an EKG. Well, what does that do? It checks the electrical pulses of your heart, the rhythm of your heart. Okay, well, if we're just, skin and bones, why is that super beneficial? When you go to get your brain scanned, what do? They do an EEG. Well, what does that do? It looks at the electrical charges and outputs of the neurons in the brain. Well, why would that be beneficial if we're just, blood, bones, and muscle? When they want to bring you back to life, what do? Defibrillation. What does that do? That is a massive electrical charge to the body. Okay, so electricity. All of it's electricity. And why is that? Because we are in electrical beings and we have a biofield around us, or an aura, that literally is the driver to your life. So, don't you want to get to know that? You probably should. So I'm going to do little segments to introduce information. I'm not going to throw it all there out at once because it would be a little bit overwhelming. So stay tuned to little segments on this and let's get to know ourselves. Let's remember who we are. Much love to you.